Guys, welcome back to part 3 of the Speed 3 repair video. Now, it is really cold outside. Ton of snow, really cold. I sure am glad I pre-recorded all of the footage back when it was still warm, because I wouldn't be doing any kind of painting or body work when it's this cold out.
To get the front of the door ready for paint, we have to address some issues. There's a scrape of some sort right here that also morphed into a dent. So there's one dent here, we got another dent right there, and we got a couple of smaller dents right in here. With the paint removed in our repair areas, the next thing we're going to do is I'll show you a tool that I built that I will show you how to make in the later videos. It's still a little crude, it's not finished all the way, but it works. So let me show you. This is a magnet with a grounding center. So since this door is made out of metal, this thing will clamp down onto it just like that. I think that just about did it. Yep. I'd say this is done. A flat block, 600 grit sandpaper. To get the panel as flat as possible, you're gonna have to sand in a crisscross pattern. So first you start off going one direction, and then you go the other direction like so. And this also applies to doing your filler work. You don't do this. If you are gonna start off doing this, you're gonna end up with uneven, wavy areas. So crisscross it all the time. This is what you want to end up with. And glossy areas such as, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Yeah, okay. So this is something you still want to work. And when it's totally flat, that's what you want. So yeah, do that to the entire panel. So once the panel is masked off and ready to go, the very last step you got to do is you got to take a tack cloth, go over the entire panel. It'll pick up any kind of a dust, any loose dirt, or a bug that might have landed on the panel. And another tip, do not paint in direct sunlight. Reason being is, especially if it's in the summer, the panel in the sunlight will get really warm, and then once you lay down your sealer, your base coat, your clear, it'll set up way too fast. It won't have enough time to flow out. So yeah, that's why I got a tent going on right above the area that I'll be spraying, so this way everything's in the shade. First, I'm going to lay down some sealer. Putting down first coat of base. Second coat of base. Third and final coat. First coat of clear. Paint dry overnight, and this is the result. Now you see there's some spots that still have the red paint, but that doesn't matter because all of that's going to get covered up with either rubber seals or plastics or a mirror. I mean, obviously if you wanted to, you could paint it all, but to me it didn't really make any sense. As I said, it's my personal car, and I don't mind. Out of sight, out of mind. You see how nice and dull this area is right here? And as you travel up, oh look, it gets glossy up here. So the gloss area, that's not where our clear is going to end. It's going to end somewhere within the dull area. And then transition we can always buff out. So now for the rest of the quarter panel, since the work that I've done was down here, I'm gonna have primer on this lower area, so that means all of this is going to get painted. And I'm gonna, since I'll be painting the door that's adjacent to this panel, I'm gonna blend onto the quarter panel. So the paint that you get will never be 100% match. It's gonna be, there's gonna be some degree of variance, sometimes more, sometimes less. But if you want to have a better job, blend your areas out. So if you're painting a door, you want to paint to transfer over onto an adjacent panel. So onto a quarter panel, and then also if you're not replacing your other adjacent panels, such as this door, then you're going to want to blend onto that door as well. However, since we're going to be replacing both doors, both of them are being painted, then the only thing we got to worry about is we're going to be blending onto the fender. We're going to start our paint down low, and then we're going to just feather our base coat out onto the quarter panel. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down some sealer. And so the sealer is going to cover the primer, and then all of the spots where I busted through down to the metal. You don't want to be painting right over metal. I mean, you got to have something down, because otherwise you're going to have issues down the road. So pretty much I'm going to just, since I'll be finishing my base coat and my clear coat right in this area, I have to get all of the metal and all of the primer covered. I got to be careful. So I'm going to come in at this angle. You know, you don't want to be shooting straight in or this way, because then you're going to have all the sealer spraying out that way, and you won't be able to get away with just finishing all of your paint work in this area. So I'll come in from here, kind of lightly dust in some sealer, cover all this crap up. Yeah, pretty much all the way up to here. But in here I have to be careful, because I don't want my sealer, you know, shooting way out onto my quarter panel, because I'm going to be running my color just about maybe, I don't know, no, about halfway into the quarter panel or so. So you don't want your sealer blowing past that. One more tip. Before you start spraying, get some water and wet the area around the vehicle. So this way you're not picking up all that dust and dirt and it's not getting blown into your paint. First coat of base. Clear coat. Second coat clear. Okay, so I got 2 coats of clear down. Everything looks good. Next thing I'm going to do is, this is where I stopped the clear. I don't know if you can see. Okay, see, it's nice and glossy, and then it's not. I got a little transition area right about here. So what I did was, I haven't done this trick in many years, but this one place where I worked at, the guy showed me. He said, hey, if you reduce your clear that's already pre-mixed with the hardener and a reducer if need to be, once you got the mixture all done, if you dilute it 50-50 with some more clear reducer, you're gonna end up with a really thin clear. That's where you want to kind of lay that down, that thinned out clear, right in these transitional areas. Sorry guys, I think I'm losing my voice here. Kind of got sick. But anyways, once that is done, you'll have easier time sanding and buffing it out, so you'll have a smoother transition that way. So here it is.
So both doors got sprayed, and the quarter panel turned out great. You cannot see, you cannot tell. Nice and smooth. Look at that. Perfect flat surface. The only flaw on this whole quarter panel is right here. I accidentally clipped a spot with a knife buckle in my pocket when I got into the car to vacuum it out a couple of months ago, and yeah, I was kind of mad about it, but whatever, it is what it is. So this Speed 3 project is officially done. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I have a lot more footage coming your way. Just stay tuned.